What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you how to put a gas tank grab bar and a quick release gas cap on your Kawasaki Ninja 400. This is the 2021. I'm also going to show you how to replace the stock mirrors on the Kawasaki Ninja 400 with stock mirrors from the Kawasaki Ninja 300. And the reason you'd want to do that is they're a ton shorter. They're about 10 centimeters shorter than the ones that come stock with the 400, and that makes it, they're also lower, and that makes a big difference in terms of not hitting stuff with them. I find it in the city, I do that a lot. So these, it's a lot easier to get around. And you want to add a grab bar for your passengers. If you've ever had a passenger ride in the back of a Kawasaki, it's not easy to stay on, and so having something that you can reach on and grab onto is a good safety measure. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to it. I'm going to put all the parts that I use in this video and the tools in the description, so if you want to do this, you can. Disclaimer though, this handlebar, while it does seem simple, it requires a bit of machining knowledge to put on. So if you're not familiar with machining, I don't recommend you do it. Also, this is a safety feature, so I really don't recommend people do this at home unless you're very familiar with how to work with metal, because you know, if this falls off, your passenger's going to fall off. I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, so don't do this at home. But with that said, let's jump right into it. Unfortunately for the Kawasaki Ninja 400, the way they've designed the standard gas cap won't allow you to attach a safety handlebar. So I am going to show you how you can modify your bike a little bit, and with a little bit of machining, make one work. So first thing you're going to need to do is get a quick release racing gas cap to replace the standard one that comes on the bike from the factory. The one from the factory, the reason you can't attach a handlebar to it is the whole thing comes up, and if you were to have, say, a safety bar like this on top of it, the bar would essentially stop you from opening the gas cap, and so you wouldn't be able to refuel your bike without removing the whole thing, and that would just be a giant pain. So you need one like this, because this center part is what you twist off to open the gas tank, like that. And by having it that way, you can place the handlebar basically here, and then you can still access the gas tank. So this this quick release gas cap I got online. It's specifically designed for the Ninja 400, so it's really easy to install on your bike itself. All we have to do is modify it by machining some holes here, here, and here to attach the safety bar, and then this whole thing can be mounted on your bike and you can still access your gas tank. So the first step is going to be we need to line up where we're going to drill the holes in this cap to attach the safety bar. So it may not look perfectly lined up on camera, but basically I'm just aligning this to make sure it's straight as I want it to be when it's mounted on my bike. And then using this marker, I'm just going to mark the holes or mark the spots on the metal that I need to drill the holes for. So do that. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna take it over to my drill press and put these holes in. The reason that I have to use a drill press is these holes need to be straight up and down so that they're really secure. All right, so I'm at my drill press now. I checked the screws that came with the bar. They're about 1/8 inch in diameter. So I'm gonna try and use a 1/8 inch drill bit to make the hole just big enough for it to be a good snug fit. So let's get started. now that I've made 2 of the 3 holes, I want to make extra sure that they line up perfectly. So I'm going to just recheck my positioning with the handlebar to make sure it's just right before I drill the last hole, because if it's even slightly off, they won't line up right. And you can check when you only have 2 holes. You can still make adjustments because the last hole is kind of what locks the configuration of all 3 into place. So now is the time to do that. Alright, so the 1/8 inch drill bit wasn't big enough, so I'm going to go one size up to 9/64. Alright, so now that the holes are drilled, I'm actually going to use the bolts themselves to sort of tap them because they're just the right size. Normally you should use a tapping kit to do this, but I'm too cheap and lazy to do that. So from start to finish, here's what that looks like. There you go. That one's tapped as well. So now I'm going to do the last one, and then I can install the bar itself. So this is what it looks like after you've mounted the bar onto the gas cap. As you can see on the other side, I've bolted the screws in place as well. And actually, in the process of putting this through, this bolt right here actually snapped, so I've replaced it with another screw. But otherwise worked out pretty well. So now I'm gonna take this to the bike, and it should be pretty simple to just mount it using these standard screws right here. So down at the bike, first thing we gotta do is open up the gas tank. And then it's these 4 screws we have to take out. Very easy to lose these screws. Also probably pretty easy to drop them into the gas tank, so I would just be really careful with handling these. Alright, so now that we've got the gas tank off, it is important to note that there's this little rubber gasket that goes on top of this hole right here, and it looks like the factory gas tank holds it on. The new quick release gas cap isn't going to do that, so I'm just going to super glue it onto here to hold it in place. All right, so now we need to screw on the new gas tank, or gas cap. So it's gonna go like that, and the holes will line up just right. There you go. Grab bar on a Kawasaki. Bonus content, I'm also going to, well, since I'm down here working on my bike, I'm also going to replace the stock Kawasaki Ninja 400 mirrors, which are really, really long and kind of annoying because it's really easy to clip car mirrors and stuff with them because they stick out so much, with some Kawasaki 300 stock mirror. Take off these two screws here. And now we can actually use the exact same screws that were already in there to put the new ones on. Make sure to reset the focus on the mirrors, or reposition them before you start riding. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. The only complaint I've seen about these ones is that this what do you call it? This pivot point right here doesn't move. It's solid, unlike the stock ones that come on the 400, which you can move out of the way. But honestly, that doesn't really matter so much when you don't have to move them because they're not as long.